right, on to our
Yep.
15th speaker for today. A Filipino woman leader and lifelong learner, Michelle continues to champion people and community development within and beyond the workplace. In her present role as Chief HR Officer of Sun Life of Canada, Philippines, Michelle is on a journey to continuously build a thriving and future ready organization through people who are genuinely inspired by a purpose to help the Filipino people be financially secured and live healthier lives. With over 30 years of experience, Michelle is passionate about strategic business partnering, culture transformation, and talent revolution. She is a strong advocate for the diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness in the workplace, fostering an open, honest, and respectful work environment that impacts employee experience. In 2023, she was awarded as the Platinum HR Leader of the Year by the Philippine HR Awards and was part of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn. Wow. In 2018, she was unanimously elected as the National President of the People Management Association of the Philippines, or PMAP, the biggest professional association of HR leaders in the Philippines. Michelle is a psychology graduate and recipient of the Jose Rizal Academic Excellence Award from De La Salle University. She is also an alumna of the Institute of Management and DLSU College of St. Benilde for her postgraduate certificates in management, organization development, and industrial and organizational psychology. Outside of her corporate responsibility, Michelle actively pushes for various HR volunteer advocacies that advance the practice of Filipino HR. She maintains a well balanced life and she keeps a home with her husband and three children. Ladies and gentlemen, delivering a speech entitled Uplifting the Practice of Filipino People Management in the Workplace, let's all welcome Michelle Cordero Garcia.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Again, I'm Michelle. I've been in the practice of human resource management for the last 30 years. During that journey of mine in HR, I've been presented opportunities to go outside HR. But I opted to stay in this journey, in this profession. And one of the things that, I've always been inspired to do is because I believe that HR is one of those roles in organizations that can really make a difference in the lives of Filipinos working in different organizations. And this is what my advocacy is all about. It's all about helping people, leaders in various organizations to really take care of their employees because these employees are not just talents, but they are human beings. So allow me to share with you more about my advocacy as an HR professional who is here to actually help uplift the practice of Filipino people management in organizations. So let's talk about time and how time is spent during the day. So siguro just imagine yourself in your 24 hours. Let's start in the morning. How many hours do you actually spend preparing for your morning routine, including travel going to work? So probably, 2, 3 hours. And then you will spend another, say, 8, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours working in the office or on field or whatever it is that you're doing as a professional. And then you will have another 2, 3 hours to do your evening routine and probably another 2 hours to do different chores before you go to sleep. And then we sleep. We sleep for about 6, 7, or 8 hours. So if you total those number of hours, that will actually give you about 22 hours in total. So may 2 hours. And that 2 hours, remember, probably sometimes we spend on overtime, working, Netflix, Facebook, social media, or whatever it is that we do during our spare time. So that gives you now the 24 hours. But come to think of it, you have not yet mentioned how much time is left for the people that you love. How much number of hours is left for you to be able to do your advocacy and things you're passionate about. And this is one of the reasons why I've always been passionate about making sure that organizations become a place for people to be able to fulfill their dreams and not just go there. And this is why I think also that people leaders in organizations play a very crucial role in making this happen. Then let's go back 2 years ago when the pandemic happened. A lot of people realize that working is not just the most important thing that they can do. People realize because of the painful experiences that we all went through, because of some of the realizations, reflections, people basically went back to basics. And people realize there's more to life than just working. So ito yung mga, they pursue their hobbies, they pursue to do other things, they realize they can actually do and be happy doing other things other than, their usual day-to-day work or office or whatever it is that they've been doing before the pandemic. There was also a lot of realizations when it comes to community building, sustainability, a lot of realizations around reconciliation with people that, probably before pandemic, they were not in good terms. So people basically realize that life is short. So anong impact nito in organization nowadays? Nowadays, they say talents and employees are now actually defining how we operate as an organization. And what does it mean? There are 5 things that people look for in organization. 5 things which I will summarize into B, E, F, U, N. Be fun. Letter B, belonging. A lot of our talents would like to belong. They want to make sure that they can come to organizations bringing 100% of themselves. They want to make sure that people will respect and accept them for who they are. And they will actually be encouraged to just express all of their talents and strengths as individual persons in organizations. E, they want to have great employee experience. And this means they want things to be simple, they want things to be quick, they want things digital, and they want high engagement. Why? Because they feel that when things are simple, when things are effective, things will be efficient. And they'll be able to save time. And this time that's saved, they can do other things they advocate for. Let's also remember as leaders that employee experience is no longer limited to the life journey of an employee inside the organization. Since the pandemic, we have already integrated personal life and professional life. And so, sa ating mga Pilipino, when you say balance of work and life, it's all about integration. It's all about making sure that we give our employees the great experience, not just as workers, as employees, but a person or a human being. Siguro nanay, tatay, kapatid, anak. So it's a total person experience. And then F, people now are expecting flexibility. In the past, flexibility is just a preference, but nowadays people expect that organizations will exercise flexibility. This is why you will notice there is actually now a high emergence of gig works. People would like to be able to manage their time. People would like to be able to control their time. Why? Because they want to be able to do other things than just working. And then, of course, we have you, which is upskilling. Any human being would like to develop. A lot of organizations nowadays are going through digital transformation or any form of transformation as a result of the pandemic. And because of this, there are new skills, new knowledge, new mindset that are expected from people. And therefore, people really appreciate if there is already this urge or drive from organizations to develop them and to upskill them. And the last one is N. People look for meaningful work. They look for new meaning behind the work that they do. Hindi lang siya basta trabaho na pinapasukan nila araw-araw. Employees nowadays, they look for, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of me doing this? They want to be part of a bigger, meaningful work. They want to make sure that they actually create a difference in the life. So be fun, belongingness, experience, flexibility, upskilling, and new meaning of work. Now, what is now the role of people leaders in organizations? Now, this will actually now give you why I'm very, very passionate about this advocacy. Leaders in organizations play the greatest role and the greatest responsibility to make this happen. Anong ibig sabihin niya? Tayong leaders, our employees spend practically majority of their hours in a day working with us, sometimes working for us. And therefore, we actually are in control to make sure that we give our employees meaningful and fulfilling work every single day. And how do we make that happen? 3 things. Number 1, respect and accept. Let us respect our employees. Let's treat them with dignity. Let's always make sure that we give them opportunities to just be themselves by accepting them and developing them along the way. Let's also be sincere and be very, very compassionate. Nowadays, there's really this loud call for authenticity. People expect leaders to actually listen, not just to talk, but really to understand what they're going through and to help them make good sense of all the chaos that's happening around. And the last one, they look for leaders that will actually help and develop them in terms of how they can be better human beings. Not better employees, but better human beings. Which means we give our employees the opportunity to actually develop beyond the things that they need to do inside the organization. And this is why organizations who embraces sustainability, community development, volunteerism, these are the kinds of organizations that employees are looking for nowadays. So if you tie all of those things together, if you are a people leader working in an organization, just imagine that, that huge responsibility and opportunity for you to be a proponent of the value of the human spirit. And this means you have the responsibility and you have the power to make sure that people will be purposeful, they will be passionate, they will be allowed to imagine, they will be allowed to dream, they will be allowed to actually fulfill their dreams as individual persons. And at the end of the day, this is what life is all about. So if you're a Filipino people leader, reflect, and make sure that you're doing your share in creating kind, purposeful, and good human beings here in our country. Maraming salamat.